members please indicate whether you're present in person, remote from home, or remote from your annex office.
Representative Banta,
Here in person.
Representative Bojanowski, Representative McCool, Representative Miller, Representative Petrie, Representative Reed,
Here in the room.
Representative Huff, Chair Riley.
Present in the room. Okay, we do not have a quorum yet, so we cannot approve the minutes. We'll wait to see if some other folks come in. We have two presentations today, the College Board and the Governor's School for Entrepreneurs, and we'll have the College Board folks come up first. Presenters, make sure that before you speak that you touch the button up there and have a green light come on, okay? And then please state your name for the record as we start. So go ahead.
My name is Aaliyah Wagner. Good morning, Chairman Riley and members of the Budget Review Subcommittee on Primary and Secondary Education and Workforce Development. I'm Aaliyah Wagner, a junior and an advanced placement or AP student at Elliott County High School, and I appreciate the opportunity to present to you today. I want to express my gratitude for the state's support for AP and share my experience with the program. I'm taking AP U.S. History and AP Seminar, and last year I took AP Biology, all of which are college-level courses designed to better prepare me for college and career. AP can also lead to college credit, but credit is earned not simply by taking the course, but by taking the AP exam, which costs $96. Unfortunately, however, some students simply can't afford the cost of the AP exam, until now. My primary purpose for being here is to thank you. Thank you for including funds in the 2021 budget for AP exams, ensuring that every interested student has the opportunity to take one or more exams. That financial support will be available to students like me for the first time this May. I will be taking the AP US History and AP Seminar exam, so the support that you have provided will impact me, and my parents and I are grateful. We understand there are many valuable projects and initiatives, and on behalf of all the AP students in the Commonwealth, I want to thank you for making AP a priority. I'm participating today in the College Board's 4th AP Day at the Capitol. As I mentioned, I've taken a number of AP courses, and although these classes are hard, I chose to take them and am willing to do the extra work because I want to prepare myself as well as possible for college, and I'm glad I'm doing it. Well, AP isn't easy. I've learned a lot about managing my time, how to juggle homework, reading, and projects with extracurriculars, and I'm better at compiling and relaying my thoughts, both verbally and written, and I've improved my public speaking skills. In fact, earlier this year, I presented on homelessness in America in my AP Seminar class and possible solutions to this problem. I learned a lot about the world we live in because of that opportunity. As a result of the state's support, low-income students or those on free and reduced lunch will have their AP exams fully paid for. Non-low-income students will have the exam reduced from $96 to only $10 in out-of-pocket expense. This is helpful because some standard fee students, even though not low income, struggle with exam fees, particularly if they're taking more than one exam or have siblings who also take exams. This could have helped if I had been taking AP classes at the same time my older brother was, and I have 3 younger brothers who will all be in high school and eligible to take AP classes at the same time. This state's support removes the financial barriers that may keep students from taking AP and earning the credit that makes college more affordable. Funding to continue AP exam support in 2022 to 2024 was included in the governor's proposed budget and is in your House-passed budget, House Bill 1. Thank you for your leadership and support. While the current funding goes a long way in providing access to students, should the state wish to cover the entire fee so that standard fee students don't have to pay anything out of pocket, it's estimated that another $400,000 is needed. As the budget progresses, we urge the Senate to keep the funding intact and request that the House and this committee, in particular, continue to advocate for its inclusion in the final 2022-2024 budget. We thank you for your support. Like AP, we know your jobs as legislators are challenging, and we appreciate your service. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Carly O'Neill.
Good afternoon, Chairman Riley and members of the Budget Review Subcommittee on Primary and Secondary Education and Workforce Development. My name is Carly O'Neill, and I'm a senior at Morgan County High School. I appreciate the opportunity to express my gratitude for the state's support for advanced placement, as well as to share why I think the AP program matters. First of all, thank you for providing assistance for the first time this year to all public students to pay for AP exams. This initiative will help make AP exams affordable to many students, including myself. As a senior, I hope the funding continues in the future years and urge your ongoing support for the students coming behind me. Secondly, I would like to share why I choose to take AP classes. Why not take easier courses? After high school, I plan to attend college and study mathematics and science in order to pursue a career in academia. While I'm excited about what's to come, I realize that everything today is competitive. Academics, scholarships, extracurricular activities, and I know I need to prepare myself as well as possible for school and for work. The academic rigor that is required of AP classes has prepared me for the classes that I will take in college and has allowed me to develop essential skills that I will need in my future endeavors. Because of advanced placement courses, my study habits, time management, and presentation skills have evolved immensely. I know these attributes will be critical for my success in the future. Through my high school, I have taken AP US History, AP English Language and Composition, AP Biology, AP Physics 1, AP Environmental Science, AP Statistics, AP Calculus AB, and AP Calculus BC. Additionally, I have chosen to independently study AP Physics C Mechanics, and with the help of Advanced Kentucky and Louis Alcampora at the Barron Academy of Virtual and Expanded Learning, I am remotely taking AP Chemistry. Assuming that I make successful scores on my upcoming exams, I'll earn approximately 47 college credit hours and save approximately $24,000. This is exciting to me and my family. Notably, Kentucky was one of the first states to guarantee that students receive college credit at its public colleges and universities for an AP exam of scores of a 3, 4, or 5. It is estimated that even in a year that was impacted by COVID, the Kentucky students earned more than $30 million in potential college savings due to AP in 2020. This is extremely impressive. Furthermore, due to my family's income, I am eligible for additional KEYS money based on the scores that I receive on AP exams. I have currently earned an additional $1,600 per year through the KEYS scholarship solely because of my AP scores. Depending on how I score on the exams I intend to take this year, I have the opportunity to earn up to $2,800. This has been a major incentive for me as well as other eligible students to take AP courses and has helped make college affordable for me and my family as well as many other families across the Commonwealth. The Kentucky General Assembly is helping make this possible for more students, not only with the policies that you've passed supporting AP, like the laws promising payments for AP exams and ensuring that college students are given credit, but also with this new funding. You're helping me and many others get closer to meeting our dreams. We humbly request that the funding for AP exams, which is already in House Bill 1, remain in the final 2022 to 2024 budget, and ask that this committee continues to advocate for us as budget discussions progress. It is important that the students of the Commonwealth have access to these courses and the benefits that come with them. Thank you for the work that you do and for your commitment to Kentucky students.
Thank you, Ali and Carly, and we'll have some questions for you right now if you're okay. And Representative Bojanowski has a question.
Thank you, and thank you to the two of you for presenting. It's very informative. My daughter did quite a few AP classes in school, but I felt like the prospect of having to do that final test and that test was so relevant really increased her anxiety all overboard. And can you speak on the pressures of all these AP tests while you're in high school and how that might impact how you feel mental health wise? And then secondly, I'm all for courses with really high academic rigor. If we had the coursework without them being called AP classes, what do you think would happen?
Do you care if I take this one?
No, please, either of you.
Okay. So, yeah, of course there's going to be pressure when taking any standardized test, and I totally get that. I have many friends who've suffered from severe test anxiety to the point where it's hard for them to perform. However, I think that the pressure that this takes off of me for having to fund my college, like I said, I'm eligible for money based on the scores that I get, which has made my first year of college free for me and my family. I probably would not be able to go to the university that I intend to go to if it had not been for that. So it's actually relieved a lot of my stress. Knowing that I'm going to be going into college with so many credit hours has also been a big burden off of me and my family. I'm a big advocate for this program. That's why I've chosen to take classes that my school doesn't even offer. And I think that it actually reduces the stress. People who end up getting passing scores on the test, knowing that they won't have to take that in college where they would also have to take exams and stuff, I think that it really takes some pressure off of them.
If I can add my answer, I kind of have like a different perspective. Taking AP classes has, I struggle with anxiety anyway, so taking AP exams really adds on to that. But the relief of getting college credit hours does help, but I think if you're taking a lot of AP classes, it's important to make sure that you have a lot of coping skills to deal with that stress, because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of pressure to pass this one exam at the end of the year that determines if you did well enough in the whole year. And to answer the second part of your question, I feel like if classes offered the academic rigor that AP classes have without the name AP, I feel like a lot more people would take them, but end up dropping them when they could, because they don't really I feel like you get a lot of validation from being in an AP class, and without that AP title, I feel like a lot of that goes away.
And if I may, just very briefly. And so I'm speaking as Tina the mother. Tina the mother wants her daughter to have been a high schooler when she was in high school, and to do college when she's in college. And so I think I completely appreciate it. I was a student who didn't have money we didn't have AP courses or the same thing. I think we need to be really careful from this view as the General Assembly to just really keep in mind other important things that high school students need to do to grow and develop without so many pressures, even if it alleviates pressures for finances for college. So I'm not saying I'm against AP testing. I'm just saying we need to keep these other pieces in mind. But thank you both for presenting.
And I'll mention a couple things in regard to that. That's why we have the AP group here today, and then we also have the Governor Scholar for Entrepreneurships, because I think what we need to look at is a broad-based education where people can kind of work into what they're good at. I do think this about AP exams and the pressure. I had a son who took AP exams and such. I do think that they have the potential to help you when you have to take the LSAT, the DAT, the MCAT, and those type of tests that have even more pressure, because they not only determine where you're going to go to college, they determine what your career is going to be. So I think sometimes those tests, even though that you may suffer from anxiety and they may be difficult and challenging, because they are, well, you're going to hit something that's even more challenging if you end up taking those tests at a later time at the end of college. So it's a balance that we have to try to figure out how to deal with. But I know AP classes are rigorous. I was a high school principal. Representative Banna was a high school principal. We know how rigorous those classes are, and the anxiety they can create. But they prepare people, I think, very much for college. And when somebody gets 47 hours, as I think one of you attested to, that's a year and a half. That's 3 semesters of college, and that helps with the financial burden that you face when you go into college, because we all know there's a big financial burden. Anybody else have a question for the AP group? One thing I want to do before we finish, I want to acknowledge Stacy Bassett, who is here, and Anthony Myers, who is here, and they both work with college boards. I had the good pleasure of working with Anthony For a while, he taught at the school that I worked at and was an excellent teacher. My son said he was one of his best teachers he had. So, Anthony, I just want to make sure you're aware of that. So, and Representative Banna now is coming in with an overtime question.
I know AP tests are at the end of the year and it's really crazy. How do you guys feel about the other required tests that the whole schools do? How does that rate on your radar? Unimportant, important? Where is that for you?
I know, like, we're about, like, my junior class is about, junior's about to take the ACT next week. And right now, like, where that's so soon, it's, like, highest on my priority list right now because a good ACT score helps you a lot with scholarships and getting into a good college. And then after that, I feel like the AP exam is my next big focus. And, like, the state exams that the whole school takes at the end of the year, to me, they're not really a priority because since elementary school, I've been scoring like proficient and distinguished on those kind of tests, and they just don't really bother me anymore, if that makes sense. So I'm not really worried about them too much as far as the ACT and like AP exams go.
I'm assuming you're talking about like K-Prep and like state-based. Yeah, I also don't feel as much pressure as when it comes to them because I know that typically will not affect how I do in my future near as much as passing an AP test or an ACT, getting a high score on the ACT. However, I feel like me being in AP classes and having that rigor and learning all of those things has helped me perform higher on those to where I don't really, compared to an AP test, K-Prep is really nothing. And I think we see overall that students who take AP classes typically do better on those as well as the ACT because they're used to thinking at that higher level. And also they're just learning more information than you do in a typical high school class.
Let me ask you a question, both of you, since you're still in high school right now. Obviously, the AP test, you're probably, most everybody who takes those tests, you think is really trying to perform well on those. Is that correct? What about the ACT?
So I know we're both from Eastern Kentucky. Obviously, resources out there are like lower, and we don't get as much prep and stuff as I've learned that some other students across the Commonwealth get. However, I think the kids who take AP classes try to do well on that are typically the ones who are more concerned with their ACT score.
So let me ask you this: in the K-Prep classes, how do you think students as a whole try on those? So when I give maximum effort, let me put it that way.
To be completely honest, a lot of the majority of the student body, I know really don't care about K-Prep testing at the end of the year. And I know that's kind of harsh, but it's the truth. A lot of people just kind of see it as, it like reflects back on the teachers and not really them. They're a little bit selfish about it, it's not really a main concern of them. So
you guys kind of gave the answer I expected you to give. And as a person who worked in high schools for a number of years, if you want high school students to try on a standardized test, they have to believe it's relevant for them. If they do not see in any way, shape, or form that it's relevant, they do not give maximum performance. And you gave the answer that I expected you to give, but I kind of wanted to see if that's what you would say. And you guys are obviously you take a difficult schedule because you're an AP and I don't, maybe dual credit. I don't know, but it's my experience, and that probably is Representative Banna's, that oftentimes when we give AP tests, we give ACT exams, students for the better part try more in the AP than they do the ACT, which is what the answer you give. But when you give the K-Prep, there are a lot of students that don't give maximum effort, and it takes everything in the world as an administrator to convince them that it's important for them. So I sometimes worry about the relevancy of those tests if we're not going to get students to try on them. And I'm telling you, it's hard. And I don't care. Representative Banna may have had the same experience I had. So thank you guys. That was very good, and we appreciate your testimony. Good luck in college. It's a great experience, and we wish you guys the best. Good luck on your AP exams, too. So at this time, we'll go into another area of high school education, and that's Governor's School for Entrepreneurs. And we have several that are going to come up, and some of these are alums, so they should be able to give us good testimony. And so at this time, the presenters, please state your name for the record.
Hello, everyone. My name is Natasha Sams. I'm the Executive Director of the Governor's School for Entrepreneurs.
Hi, my name is Divine Arakiza, and I am a 2021 alumni.
Good afternoon. My name is Abigail Cheek, and I'm a 2018 alumni of the program.
We do have one behind us as well, but we'll switch him in just a moment. His name's Cam Lasley.
Yeah, Cam, if you want to move one of the chairs up, you
That's
can,
fantastic. Thank you. We weren't sure how entrepreneurial we could be.
Cam. You could be. Hey, listen, we can learn a lot from your entrepreneurship, so we'll have him come on up. Thanks.
All right. Awesome. I'll go ahead and get started. Chairman Riley and committee, thank you so much for hosting us today and giving you this opportunity to share about probably my favorite thing to talk about, and that's the Governor's School for Entrepreneurs. Started in 2013, GSE was a bold initiative by leaders in this great state who recognized a growing need for new businesses and entrepreneurially minded citizens. We are here today to share GSE's story and showcase our very real, very tangible impact, and more so, the ROI on the investment that you've made in us. As you likely know, we bring 9th, 10th, and 11th grade teens from across the state into a 3-week residential program. We immerse them in a very creative space and arm them with the tools that they need to unleash their entrepreneurial spirits for the betterment of our state. We teach them the ins and outs of starting their own business, what it means to be an entrepreneur, and how to truly adopt and implement an entrepreneurial mindset. They leave us with a founder's grit and an innovator's eye. We teach them to see the world differently, to look for problems, to welcome them, and to create viable solutions for themselves and the communities in which they live. Throughout their time with us, we also welcome Kentucky's most successful entrepreneurs to our host campus, currently Northern Kentucky University. They share their stories of success and, likely more importantly, their stories of failure. Entrepreneurs like Jonathan Webb and Nate Morris are no strangers to GSE. During the program, teams of high school students develop a fully fledged business model. They design a prototype, and our program culminates with them getting up on stage. It's called our demo day, and they pitch their startup to a very large audience, usually around 300 or 400 folks, and a panel of judges. We visit Kentucky's most innovative startups during the summer. We take them behind the scenes. They're able to ask very candid questions and truly get to know the individuals behind the logos. But there's a reason why we refer to GSE as the most entrepreneurial gift that we can give them in their lifetime. For our participants, their journey with us really starts at the end of the 3-week experience. We continue to provide mentorship, internship, and even employment opportunities through our vast statewide network of support and partnership. Our alums are working for esteemed businesses like El Toro in Louisville. They're interning at Awesome Inc. in Lexington, or they're starting their own businesses in rural communities like Cam Lasley, who's here with us today. And thanks to our many collegiate partners, I know a lot of parents appreciate this one. We are able to provide right around $5 million in scholarship opportunities annually to those that we serve. I want to share some hard data, and it's very exciting, it's very powerful. We spent a lot of time the last few months working to compile and showcase our success. Looking specifically at 2013 to 2020, we know that 70% of all GSE alums are pursuing STEM at the post-secondary level. It's likely because GSE focuses on business models that are tech-driven and digital. We know that because we build our teams around STEM skill sets, most of the business teams are working to design mobile apps, software products, or physical products that need to be engineered. So it truly makes sense that we're seeing this data. 75% of GSE alums attended or are attending a post-secondary institution in Kentucky. We attribute this to our great partnerships all throughout the state, and because we are not shy about showcasing the opportunities that exist right here in Kentucky. 1 in 2 GSE alums continue to pursue entrepreneurship education at the post-secondary level. That looks like either a major or a minor, they're part of a boot camp or an accelerator, or perhaps they're working toward a certificate in that field. And since 2013, our alums have launched over 30 small businesses for this state. Keep in mind that our oldest alums are just now graduating college and starting their careers. We are the youngest governor's school, and I am certainly very biased, but I think that we have a lot to offer and we continue to prove our success. As we look to this summer, we'll serve 144 teens. This will be our largest summer to date. And you can imagine that the demand for GSE greatly exceeds our capacity to serve. We do have a budget request in this session. It would allow us to expand to a third summer session and to also launch our alumni initiative. Our alumni initiative is focused on ensuring that our teens have even more support to start their businesses sooner. And we know that we are great at that because we've launched and helped inspire the launch of 30 without a direct focused initiative. There are 3 people in this room who are beside me that are likely more important than I'll ever be. And I'm very excited for them to share their stories with you and the impact that GSE has had. Divine, do you want to start? All right.
Before you all start, I have another meeting that I got to get to, but I just want to, before he actually tells his story, Mr. Chairman, I want to brag on Mr. Cam Leslie sitting over there. He is alumni of this program. I'm extremely proud of him and extremely proud of the program, what it's doing for this for the students of this Commonwealth. He has a remarkable story, but he has his own telecommunications company. He's spreading broadband across multiple counties and actually competing with some of the larger vendors in the area. So we are proud of him. But when you hear his story, your mouth is going to flop open because you will be amazed. And I know these other stories are equally important and equally impressive also. But I just Cam, thank you for what you do. Thank you for moving forward and having that entrepreneurial spirit. We applaud you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative Reed. Before you leave, hang on for a second. Let's go ahead and do the minutes since we got a quorum. And I apologize because if he leaves, we will lose that quorum. So anybody want to make an approval of the minutes from the January 18th, 2022 meeting? Got a motion? Got a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. And now we can continue, Divine.
Hi, my name is Divine Irakiza, and I'm a junior at South Warren High School in Bowling Green. I am the CEO of Be Bold Print, an online customizable embroidery shop. I sell merchandise through my website, social media, and online shops where I offer established designs and a chance to create something from scratch. I started Bold Print last fall, and while it's definitely been a roller coaster, I'm excited to see its growth, and I'm proud to call myself a small business owner. I fell in love with embroidery through a fashion class at school and began thinking about starting a business. My father had always encouraged me to work for myself rather than apply for a part-time job, and as he puts it, make someone else rich. I began by writing a business plan. To be honest, I was only making the plan because I thought I should. I don't think the plan alone would have actually helped me form my business well. GSE helped me consider things I wouldn't have thought of on my own. Concepts like a target market, advertising, and especially branding really helped me understand what it is to own a business. One day, we talked about branding and had a special guest come in to demonstrate how he creates brands. It really got me thinking about how I wanted Be Bold Print to be perceived. The entirety of the first week at GSE was focused on problems. As an optimistic person, this drove me crazy, but I came to find out there was a method to GSE's madness. So many important problems were discussed with possible solutions. One problem I felt passionate about was climate change. In fact, my team focused on the intersection of the environment and our homes. Our project was an online platform that connected homeowners or prospective home builders to the market of sustainable items, architects, and consultants. We talked to many people and got many partnerships, but I've got to say we did flex talking to Jack Harlow's first manager to our peers. I like to think of my team as a microcosm of Kentucky. We were all so different, and while we did butt heads quite a few times, we worked together well. We all figured out pretty early that we had been put together for a reason. At our schools, we usually get to choose who we are in a group with, and it's usually people we agree with. Having differing opinions really ended up being our strongest asset. From our numbers-oriented math guy, Nathan Pally, we got our low investment price, and from our talented welder teammate, Charlie Tompkins, we really understood the construction process. Despite our differences, what united us was the passion for our climate and the urge to do something about it. Other groups focusing on climate change went different routes, but multiple consider the issue of clothing waste. I began thinking that starting a clothing-oriented business would make me part of the clothing waste problem some of my colleagues had chosen to tackle. But so many solutions exist. Big brands like Gildan, Hanes, and Jerseys have sustainable clothing options, and packaging is even compostable. A major part of my business is the green mindset I have. The clothes I embroider are made sustainably, my packaging is compostable, and I have other plans to keep the green mindset evolving. Talking about sustainability leads me to another asset I gained at GSE, friendship. I can't go without mentioning the inspiring peers I had the honor of meeting. In fact, Halen Wurr, CEO of Bad Trip Clothing, educated me on the true damage of clothing waste, and my team member, McKenna Sun, who helped fund a solar-powered benches at her school, is a true representation of changing the world at a young age. I'm so grateful to be part of a cohort of people who I truly believe will go on to change the world. I could go on about GSE for an hour, and my friends back home know that's true. But as I end, I'd be remiss if I did not mention the superb guidance of our RAs, team members, and other staff. Seeing entrepreneurs not much older than me excel in their passions is something that keeps me encouraged during the stressful moments of owning my business. Meeting numerous successful GSE alumni has inspired my journey. From college freshmen to real estate investors and nonprofit business owners, it seems anyone involved with GSE is doing something that makes them fulfilled and successful. It's comforting to be part of such an honorable community, and I just hope I can inspire the next generation of GSE like I've been inspired. Thank you.
Thank you, Divine. Next.
My name is Abigail Cheek, and I am a junior at the University of Louisville and a 2018 alumni of GSE. So the summer after my sophomore year of high school, I was accepted to GSE. At that time, I had no idea what I was getting into or how much of an impact this organization would have on my future. That summer was the first time I found myself in an environment that not only allowed me to think in my own unique way, but celebrated it. One of my favorite things about GSE is that there's a distinct culture of appreciation for the types of intelligence that cannot be measured by tests, assignments, or essays. GSE is a place that celebrates those who think outside the box and approach problems from new perspectives. GSE takes young people who understand the value of hard work and gives them an environment in which they can thrive. During my time at GSE, my team and I created Dose Defense, a pill bottle insert that prevents accidental overdoses and streamlines the dispensing of medication. Through networking opportunities provided by GSE, we were able to file our provisional patent as seniors in high school for free, and have recently gone on to file for our non-provisional patent. Getting a business up and running before the age of 18 is no easy feat, but the GSE community was there every step of the way and continues to support us as we seek to expand Dose Defense in the future. Because of these experiences, I applied to work for GSE as soon as I was eligible. My first summer on staff as a team leader was the summer of 2020, the year of virtual GSE. After seeing those students overcome the obstacles of the pandemic to learn, grow, and thrive despite their circumstances, I had no doubt that I would come back the next year, which led me to serve as a team leader again for both cohorts this past summer. The more time I spend with GSE, the more I become aware of how many talented and driven young people we're fortunate to have here in Kentucky. These students need a place to thrive, and GSE is a rare opportunity for them to do so. To cultivate growth in these students is an investment that we as a Commonwealth should be proud to make. I'm honored to have been a part of GSE and excited to see where this program will go in the future. Because if working with GSE has taught me one thing, it's that there's so much energy, passion, and genuine desire to do good in these students. And they are the ultimate investment in our future.
Thank you, Abigail. Next.
Good afternoon. My name is Cameron Lasley. I am a 2017 alumni of the Governor's School for Entrepreneurs. We presented a project in 2017 for home security solutions. So where Homeowners, if they're building a home or wanting security solutions for their existing home, they can compare the different security providers or even look at solutions to implement their own end-user security solution. First, I want to thank Tasha for having me here today. Tasha has been one of the people I have been kept close contact with since I was in the program in 2017. She has been a very helpful resource for me as far as making several business connections that I still use to this day. I wanted to speak a little bit about my GSE experiences. While we were there, there's just too many things that to talk about today that we learned and that we still use today. One of the big things that GSE teaches students about is not only entrepreneurship principles, which is one of their primary focuses, but also the value and confidence in public speaking and the power of teamwork. When I was going into the program in 2017, I was put in a team with 3 other people that I had never met before. And that was something that was a little bit out of the ordinary from what I had done in the past, because during our years through high school, we're usually put in teams of people that we've known for several years that we can socialize with. So when we're put in a group of people that we've never met before, bouncing ideas back and forth off of each other, I think it's a whole lot better than doing the same thing with people you already know, because now you're dealing with people with different backgrounds and different experiences that can bring different things to the table. We learned about financials, budgeting, advertising, business ethics, and one of the most important things that I still use today is public speaking. I don't think I would be able to be here today and confidently speak to you all if it wasn't for the GSE experience that I had, being able to do demo day and having to pitch our idea in front of an audience of 300 to 400 people that I honestly didn't have any idea who they were. During my time, I made several friends who I still stay in touch with today, and even found several people that live close to me that I still meet and hang out with to this day, talk about business ideas, see how their business is going, and really just help one another in teamwork. To me, I believe every student in the Commonwealth of Kentucky should be able to have the GSE experience. Even if they aren't wanting to go into an entrepreneurial background, just the teamworking, the confidence building that GSE promotes is something that every student in the Commonwealth should be able to experience as they go on in their life, whether it's to go to college or start their own business later down the road. To talk a little bit about how I've applied GSE to my company. As Representative Reed was saying, I own Telecast Communications in Hodgenville, which is in LaRue County, Kentucky. We provide internet service and broadband to a little over 160 people across 2 counties by partnering with our local county government, our water district, and some private tower owners. We've been able to create a large wireless network that covers over 250 square miles across 2 counties that services over 160 people. This has allowed people in rural areas that have never been able to have good internet solutions to finally have something that's fast, reliable, and affordable, especially to where now students can either learn from home, parents can work from home, and every American deserves to have a quality internet solution and not have to worry about it going out when it rains or having it just be so slow that you can only have one person on it at a time. So with broadband expansion, we have really helped to bridge the digital divide as far as in our area. GSE has helped me with that experience by learning to teamwork with people. The business relationships I have formed through GSE have helped me get in contact with several people across the state that have been willing to help me, provide advice to me, as well as just in general be able to work with people and advertise what we do effectively to people across the 2 counties. And without the GSE experience that I received, I think that we would still pretty well be unknown and just kind of in our little circle that there in Hodgenville where we're based out of. So GSE has really helped us expand to get off the ground and let people know that we're out there, and the amount of people that we've met along the way has been an absolutely life-changing experience for us. So again, I want to thank Tasha for inviting me today, and thank you all.
Okay. All right, now we'll ask some questions, and Representative Bojanowski.
I'm always one to speak up. So I've got a lot to say about this one. I mean, to start with, I just wish the entire General Assembly were in here to see each of you. There are so many stories we get about how schools are failing. I mean, that's the narrative. And there are so many of our public school students who are just simply amazing. Just very impressed with each of you. I've always had an entrepreneurial nature from the time we were recycling my dad's beer bottles and cans. We were going to get rich off that one to, if I recall correctly, our first startup, we had a business called Quantum Network International, registered business. We were going to do importing. And I had this fax machine in my room that would ring all night long because of the international thing. It never went anywhere, but that's what we learned. And I've studied entrepreneurship extensively. So, I mean, just everything that you can learn from engaging in that thought process of seeing where there's a need and filling that need and solving the problems. There's not good internet. Okay, so we can, as students even, we can solve these major problems. So I highly commend each of you. I thank you for your program. I think we need to give them a lot more money. Wish, Brandon, we're still here. But I'm just very grateful for this presentation and fully support the program in any way I can.
Thank you, Representative Bojanowski. Anybody else? A couple comments I'd like to make is, first of all, if this was Shark Tank and I was Mark Cuban, I'd invest in all three of you. The second thing I want to say is a thing that I noticed while you were testifying is this. So we have someone from metropolitan Louisville, the largest city in the state. We have someone from Bowling Green, which is not nearly the size of Louisville, but it's still the third largest city in Kentucky. And then we have someone from Hodgenville, a small rural town. So I think that's something that's very important, is that we have people that are from very diverse areas with very diverse businesses that you guys have. And I think that's an indication of a lot of things that we can do. This presentation was very, very impressive. And like I say, I wish I had the money, and I wish I was Mark Cuban and I'd invest the heck out of you guys. But I thought it was very, very good. So we really appreciate you guys coming today very much and giving your testimony. It's always good when we can get testimony from young people who show what hard work and dedication can do to being successful. So thank you guys for being here today. And Tasha, thank you also. With no further comment, we have a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. Second, and we're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.